Now, we are joined by Emile Kirjas from Macedonia. Kirjas is the Secretary General of Liberal International and former Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs in Macedonia. He's joining us here to talk today about the Islamic Wave and democracy in the Middle East and the revolutions. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for
Let's start. Give us a wrap as to why you're in Beirut at the moment.
Well, you mentioned very well the pretty serious concerns about what is happening in Lebanon. Of course, Syria is on the top of agenda of the entire international community. The Arab Spring is definitely something that we have to give even more attention to, rather than we had hoped last year that it's going to produce certain immediate results. So, of course, our friends from Al-Mustaqbal are the leading liberal force in the Arab world, and we are here to coordinate with them.
Okay, touching on the Arab Spring and the Arab world, as you know, things are rapidly changing. We're still seeing chaos. We're still seeing oppression, as some might say, in Syria. We are seeing a rise in Islamic fundamentalists in both Tunis and Egypt and across the region. Would you say hopes that Western leaders are finding democracy in the Middle East might be a little naive?
I would come with rather opposite analysis or assessment of the situation. I would not say that there is boom of Islamism or Islamic fundamentalism in the countries that underwent the Arab Spring last year. I would rather say that Islam has always been part of the everyday life of the people in these countries, so it's normal that it's being reflected on the political processes. Maybe we have not been used to see that in everyday life because it was not part of the previous regimes who were actually trying to deny the religious feelings of the people. So, of course, there are politicians who are trying to use, or in certain cases abuse, the religion or Islam in this case, in order to gain political points. But this is not something that should really disappoint us. It is a process of establishing of democracy where people will understand that religion serves their lives, serves their habits, but politicians have to serve the citizens to provide them better life.
Well, just carrying on with the same sort of topic, can we say that paving the way for, let's say, freedom or pluralism through revolution has just led us to probably more intolerance, authoritarianism and maybe division?
Certain things came on the surface, and this is the novelty. This is something that we were not used to. I can give you an example from the region where I come from, or from the country where I come from. Of course, under communism, under communist dictatorship, we thought that we live under perfect, secure environment. And afterwards, we saw suddenly killings, riots on the street. It's normal that the people are venting out their anger that has been accumulated throughout years. And establishing a democratic society is a process that takes a long time. In Macedonia, we've been studying democracy for 20 years, and we are still students. So we should not have expectations that in the Arab world, the people who were suppressed are suddenly going to behave as if they have been educated in a democratic society. So this is number one. Number two is that we have to be more coordinated among the liberal forces in order to understand and give the perspective of the people that actually their rights should be coming on the first place and not the leaders' wishes.
So again, well, maybe then we can look and reflect onto Assad's speech today, saying that they have been implementing reforms, but we're still seeing an uprising and the people aren't happy. So does this link in with what you're just trying to say to me?
Look, there is something very wrong with Assad. He starts sounding like Muammar Gaddafi, my people love me. This is really insane. He has to understand that his time is over. He's gone, politically gone. In every single society, the politicians have responsibility for what is happening. In normal society, if there is a riot, the minister resigns. This person wants to continue being president in the country which is falling apart in front of his own eyes as a result of his own policy. So this saga with Assad has to end. Sooner the better. The president of Liberal International even had a statement the other day that we should immediately establish safe havens. We should immediately help the Syrian National Council and also the Free Army to get rid of Assad.
Helping them, are we looking at foreign intervention, are we looking at arms, or are we looking at trying to establish political dialogue?
Well, political dialogue is the most necessary thing. This is why I first mentioned the Syrian National Council. All the opposition groups have to come together and give assurances to all different communities living in the country that democracy will actually bring them better life. But in order to achieve that, we have to look into all possible scenarios, and none of them is excluded. Foreign troops? No. But military support? Yes.
Okay, let's just touch off. I'd like you to give us a roundabout of how you might see the Middle East in a couple of years, and do you think this could be a threat for your organisation, Liberal International, with a rise with what's happening, or liberal thinking in general?
Well, we are seriously concerned. My presence here actually is a very, very good indication of that. This is why we are here to communicate and to talk to our friends from Al-Mustaqbal, from the highest level to the grassroots, to understand what is the best way to answer the current challenges that Lebanon is facing, but also the region. And there is another thing. Lebanon is not only a country that has to receive support and understanding. Lebanon has a huge importance in actually emitting energy, positive democratic energy, towards the other countries that are going towards transition. They can and have to learn from you. The Egyptians, the Tunisians, Syrians, inshallah, everybody have to look at Lebanon as a good example. You have people who have paid with their lives, like late Prime Minister Hariri, in order for us to have this kind of free dialogue, which does not exist in many Arab countries. So this is something you have to cherish, and you have to emit it and learn and educate the others about it.
So how long do you think, let's give a proposal of democracy in the Middle East?
Well, I mean, you know, if I had a crystal ball, I guess I would have been able to answer to that. One thing is very important. We have to continue working on it. We have to continue very hard, and we have to be very coordinated if we want to be successful.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you for the invitation.
And still to come. A cargo jet slams into a minivan at Ghana's airport after overshooting the runway on landing, killing at least 10. Stay tuned for the details.